It's Monday, July 30th, and time for your Barbados Today morning news update. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Topping the news at this hour, Mikey is the 2018 party Monarch, while Lil Rick is the king of Sweet Soca. Mikey scored 82 points with his song My Kinda Party to walk away with the party Monarch title at last night's MQI 98.1 The One Soca Royale held at Bushy Park. Stevie came in second with 76 points, while last year's Monarch, Lil Rick, came in third with 74 points. Mr. Dale scored 66 to hold fourth place. Meantime, Lil Rick copped the Sweet Soca title with his popular tune Breakfast in Bed. He scored 100 points to finish ahead of Mikey, who captured 78 points. Biggie I placed third with 62 points. Meanwhile, Culture Minister John King is pleased with last night's event. However, he says there's still a lot more that can be done to promote the Cropover Festival.
One of the things that we're going to have to do, though, in the future is that we've got to find a way to ensure that when people land on this island, that all of this great music is in their ears, in their face, 24/7. And that's one of the things that I'm looking at, because as I watch the show, not only as a minister, but as a former artist myself, I'm analyzing every possible aspect of it. And so I'm saying that we're on point, but there's still a lot more that we can do, and it will be done in Cropover 2019.
In other news, police have identified the island's latest murder victim. He is 25-year-old Zico Bowen of Salmons, St. Lucie. Bowen was fatally shot at Hope Road, St. Lucie around 7:10 p.m. on Saturday. Two other men were also injured during the incident. They are 20-year-old Dario De Costa Clement of Hope Road, St. Lucie, who received injuries to his lower spine and right shoulder, while 35-year-old Jason Ricardo Watson of the same address received a gunshot injury to his left foot. Meantime, Culture Minister John King has made a call for Barbadians to take a stand for peace. Referring to the current spate of violence plaguing the country, he told participants at the 4th Annual Peace Road Project held over the weekend that citizens must seek to become ambassadors and symbols of peace in their communities.
Violence and effects of it touch everyone, not just the perpetrator or the victim. And I believe that in today's world, Barbados can be a beacon for the rest of the world to follow. And if we do not see ourselves as leaders, then it means that all we will do is follow. And there's an old saying, it says, stand for something or fall for everything. My challenge to you today is, what are you going to do? Stand for something or fall for everything? And I believe the time has come when we as a people must stand for something. Let that something be peace.
At the same time, a member of Parliament for Christchurch South, Ralph Thorne QC, is concerned about the notes of violence embedded in some local calypso music. He made his concern known at a Thanksgiving ceremony at the St. Christopher Nazarene Church yesterday.
Calypso has had a vulgar element for many, many years, but it has reached a new dimension. Calypso has also become violent, and the content of the sounds, it reflects violence. It reflects violence between the sexes. If you listen to the sounds and how young men and young women are encouraged to relate to each other, as I said, entertainment has often been about the sexual ritual, but it has gone beyond the sexual ritual, and a lot of the sounds, I don't want to use the word encourage, but I have to use it. Encourage a relationship between the sexes that is violent.
It's full steam ahead for Kevin Small and his seniors band Street Talk. The 26-year-old band leader's attention is now on next Monday's Grand Kadooment, now that Junior Kadooment is out of the way. Small copped the Best Junior Kadooment Band for the third straight year over the weekend with his band Fifth Element. with a 302-member strong band parading before the judges at Kensington Oval. He used the theme virtual reality to depict popular social media platforms. He won ahead of veteran band leader Gwyneth Squires and her Los Barbados, the people who came, which placed second, and Trevor Nichols' Young Spirits Community Group with Mystical Angels in Fantasy. They came third.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Deeply depressing. That's how Bermuda's National Security Minister Wayne Keynes has described the island's first murder. According to reports, a 30-year-old man lost his life late last Friday when two men on motorcycles opened fire. A 55-year-old man was also injured. Minister Keynes says the situation is troubling as there has been relatively calm in the country since November last year. However, he has given the assurance that officials will take all the necessary precautions to keep the situation under control.
I want to reassure the people of Bermuda that this is still a safe country to live in. That we will do everything in our power to keep things calm. We'll make sure that everyone in Bermuda is protected. The Bermuda Police Service are committed to do so. The government is committed to do so. And what we need to do is in our neighborhoods, in our families, in our communities, we need to have the uncomfortable conversations. If there are young men, if there are young women, they're doing antisocial behavior, we have to hold them to account. At the end of the day, no one wins when we are on Court Street lamenting the death of a young man, being down at the hospital. Our coordinated crisis response team, they are at the hospital consoling family members, listening to them cry and scream. That is a difficult part of this job. And we have to make sure that not another mother or not another father is at that hospital getting that call that one of their loved ones have indeed passed.
And finally, on the international front, President Donald Trump threatened this Sunday to push the government into a shutdown ahead of the coming spending deadline in September if Congress does not fund his border wall and change the nation's immigration laws.
U.S. President Donald Trump on Sunday threatened to shut down the government, saying in a tweet that he'd do so, quote, if the Democrats do not give us the votes for border security, which includes the wall, and demanded an immigration system based on merit. Congress has failed to pass immigration reform despite Republican control of the House and Senate. Disagreements between moderates and conservatives in the GOP have impeded the major changes to U.S. immigration policy Trump wants. An immigration bill favored by conservative Republicans failed to pass the House last week. Trump has requested $25 billion to build a wall along the southern U.S. border with Mexico. U.S. House Speaker Paul Ryan said last week that $1.6 billion has already been appropriated for the wall, and lawmakers were considering another request for $5 billion.
And that Reuters report brings us to the end of our news update. But for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good morning.